Hello and welcome to a very special cube draft this time around. It's a team draft. I've decided to team draft again. The folks in the team draft Discord normally just kick my butt on a regular basis. And we are back and we have a very stacked squad here. We have LSV, who is on my team. The trophy leader on Magic Online, JBro, also on the team. And Juju Bean himself on the team. We're going up against Austin Bursavich, Dan, and Trolacetic, who's one of the best cubers in the Discord itself. So really excited to go against basically the best cubers on the planet. They're some of the best. And really a lot to learn here. It's going to be a very different experience here than when I typically draft on Magic Online because, again, we're in a draft with all ringers. Looking at this pack, we have Exhume and Torsten as reanimation cards, but I'm going to start with a Preordain here. Can't really go wrong with that. And then there's just a bunch of lands here. So I'm happy starting the draft with a Preordain and then kind of seeing where the draft goes. If the Exhume was an Animate Dead or a Reanimate or something along those lines, I would definitely consider it a lot more. But I think Exhume is just kind of possibly one of the worst versions of playing a reanimation spell. So I'd rather take the Preordain here and see where the draft goes. Moving on to this pack, we have Baleful Strix, Noble Hierarch, Seasoned Dungeoneer, which is phenomenal. And there's also Marsh Flats in the pack. And all the initiative cards have just been really incredible. So I think I'm possibly leaning towards just taking the Dungeoneer out of this pack. There is, if we end up a white aggressive strategy with the Spellbook Vendor, if that tables, certainly that would be nice. The other option here is to take Marsh Flats. And while I do love fetch lands, I think the general consensus, and again, I haven't played with Initiative as much because it's not in the Magic Online Cube, is that Initiative is kind of busted. From the Catacombs is also quite strong, but I do think Dungeoneer is a little bit better. It's a little more proactive. So let's go ahead and take the Dungeoneer out of this pack. Pack number 3 gives us access to Adeline and Hero of Bladehold, which are just great cards in the white aggressive strategy. There's Bitter Triumph, which is a great removal spell in general. Hymn to Torok, a great hand disruption spell. And if you want to be a reanimator, you take the Bitter Triumph because it's a discard outlet. And if you want to just be kind of a fair deck, you take Hymn to Torok. There's also Channel, which can be good. I don't know if this start is great for us to go Channel. Here, I think I'm just leaning towards taking one of these two aggressive creatures. There's the Adeline and the Hero of Bladehold. And as much as I like the Hero of Bladehold, if I want to end up in an aggressive white strategy, I think I'm just going to take the Adeline here instead because we already have a 4-drop here. I think there's a good chance one of these 4-drops tables for our deck. And the important thing in these white aggressive strategies is to make sure that you don't have too much on the 4-drop slot. I do think Hero is probably a little bit better than Adeline. But I also recognize that, again, curb is really important. Moving on to this pack, we have Othari, Sun's Glory, Figure of Destiny as kind of options for the aggressive angle here. And then there's a scrub land if I wanted to maybe just take a mana source, a good piece of fixing if I want to go black. There's Fallen Shinobi, which is quite strong, but with these white creatures, maybe not so much. But I think I'm kind of leaning towards taking one of these aggressive white creatures. The question is, do I want to take Figure of Destiny or Othari, Sun's Glory? I think it's a little bit close between the two. I think I'm going to take Figure of Destiny out of this pack because I just want to make sure that my curve stays low. And I want to take that over the Othari, which is extremely powerful, but it's just a bigger tax on your mana to play something like that. Here we have Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, obviously a card that I love to play. And then there's also just various cheap cards here. We have Brave the Elements, which can be okay, especially if we end up mono white. There's Curse Scroll, which is also an okay way to kind of deal damage to the opposition if you are a deck that's looking to be low curve. So I think I might just want to take Curse Scroll here. It looks like we're just kind of leaning in towards maybe an aggressive strategy here. And in that type of deck, I think Curse Scroll is kind of what you want. And we'll probably table the Brave the Elements. Again, let me know what you all think about the Figure of Destiny. I know how powerful Othari can be. So I think that was kind of the close consideration for me. Here I'm going to take a Concealed Courtyard because there is a possibility that we might splash. There's no good aggressive white creature here, and nothing else I'm really interested in here with some of the white cards that we have. So we'll take the Concealed Courtyard if we end up white-black. And then, wow, this pack has all the aggro cards. There's a Hell Rider if I want to be Boros. Boros is one of the best aggressive archetypes. There's also Magda Brazen Outlaw. Both are fine. But I'm going to take Adanto Vanguard because, again, we don't know what our second color might be. We might be mono-white, but we could certainly be white-black, white-green, what have you. So I'm going to take the Adanto Vanguard over the Magda here, even though, actually, I'm not even sure which one I like more, but I just like the idea of staying open, a little more open, and just locking in all the white cards here first. And now we have, what is this? I feel like I have to read this card every time I see it. All right, it's a little bit too hard to cast, so probably not taking it. There's quite a few reanimation cards here. We have Life, Death, Corpse Dance, and the Ashen Rider, but I think I'm just going to take the Portable Hole out of this pack and just try to keep my curve low. Sadly, probably not playing this Preordained, but I do like Portable Hole. There's just a lot of good viable targets for this. The fact that it can get artifacts, cheap artifacts, is very nice. So let's go ahead and take that. And then, wow, okay, so this pack doesn't have a whole lot. We did pass some reanimation cards, so that's something to consider. And because of that, I think I'm just going to take the Torsten here, so that in case the person that we are passing to took the Exhume, and then also possibly the Life Death, and I just taking the Torsten because there's absolutely nothing for us in this pack. All right, the Spellbook Vendor Table. That's a great sign. Because that was basically the only other white card in this pack. Notable cards are Mishra's Workshop for the Artifact deck, Zoran Orb for some land shenanigans if you have Fast Bond and Crucible. Bauble is nice in the Artifact deck, but we're happy enough taking the Vendor. And here, this was the pack with the Hero of Bladehold. So that's something to note. Somebody did take Hero of Bladehold out of this pack, but look, we tabled the Elspeth. We have the 3, so I just like the way that our curve looks a lot more with Elspeth and Adeline in our deck than just having Elspeth and Hero of Bladehold. So I think there's probably enough to go around. And ooh, the Scrubland table. So now we're setting up here for a really nice mana base. City of Traders is okay, but by taking Scrubland and Concealed Courtyard, we're now setting up for potentially a black-white strategy. Ooh, do I want to take Glintsleeve Siphoner instead? That's a solid 2-drop. It's just a 2-mana, 2/1 menace creature that draws me a card with these 2 lands. I think I'm going to like that more than Brave the Elements in general, but I haven't played with Brave the Elements that much, so I'm not entirely sure on that one either. And here there's a Tribal Flames, which we're probably not going to play. But I'm going to kind of group the black cards here off to the side. Look, we can certainly have enough cards to be mono-white right now. We're looking at 8 cards we're pretty happy playing in our deck right here. So we can put these to the side and figure out if we want to go Boros or black-white. And wow, this is a pack for us. There is Solitude, which is one of the best creatures to play, especially in this mono-white strategy. It's just a great, great creature. There's also Fury. There's also Thoughtseize if we want to be black-white. There's Plateau if we want it to be red-white. And then there's Comet Stellar Pup. So the real question here for me is, do I want to take Solitude or Comet? Now, we didn't see a whole lot of red. And I don't know if the other person drafting the Hero Bladehold is red-white. So I can take Comet, but I don't have the mana for it. And Solitude is always going to be good in my deck, no matter what. It's 100% going to make my deck, and it's always going to be good. So the question is, do I take Solitude, which will always be good, or take the card that has the higher ceiling in the Comet in my deck? It's close. With the mana, I think I'm possibly leaning towards being black-white, but of course that can change. You know what? I do think Comet is very strong, but I'm going to take the Solitude here just because, like I said before, I know for sure that this Solitude is going to make my deck. And I am not entirely sure that I want to be playing the Comet. Now, oh, the person with the Othari as well will have the Comet. So they passed us Othari. So Austin passed us Othari. It was kind of early though, so there's a chance that he doesn't take the Comet because he passed the Othari, and he did pass us a bunch of good white cards. So I think there's a really good chance that Austin is not in white. So by passing the Comet, there's a good chance the next person gets it. Now at the same time, if we pass the Solitude, less sure about that. Here, there's a Shieldred, which is fantastic, but again, a little bit harder to cast. I think I'm just going to take Arid Mesa here. We have a Scrubland, and if we end up Boros, we can still use this as kind of the fetch to get a red source. So I'm going to take that over the Shieldred, which is a little bit harder to cast out of this deck. And now we have access to zero white cards we're super happy with taking at this point in the draft. But at the same time, this pack is overall fairly weak. I don't think Austin is kind of doing the Reanimator thing. He passed us a lot of that stuff. So I don't think we're too concerned about Through the Breach. Snuff Out can be a fantastic removal spell. We do have an Arid Mesa and a Scrubland already, and we might be leaning towards going into Black-White. Or we can take Containment Priest, which is just a nice aggressively slanted creature to put in against the Reanimator strategies. I don't think I'm too interested in Polluted Delta here because it only gets us the Scrubland right now. So I think it's between Snuff Out and Containment Priest. So I think I'm just going to take the Containment Priest. Again, just staying on color. I do just love having this card. I just do love having main decking this card. There are several combinations of cards you can take with Containment Priest, like Flicker Wisp and Parallax Wave, but also, again, just really good against Reanimator strategies here. It's a pretty easy path to exile. A little scared passing Dark Ritual to Austin. I feel like doing something broken with Dark Ritual is well within Austin's range. We didn't see a whole lot of black cards from him, but we're going to pass that and just take the path to exile for our deck and move on. Ooh, there's a Student of Warfare. Hey, we only have one drop right now, and it's very likely, or not very likely, but very possible that we end up just mono white here still. So that makes it easier for cards like Figure of Destiny and, of course, also Student of Warfare. There's a Sir Ginger for like a cheap threat. Preacher of the Schism is pretty nice. I do like this card. It's a little more on the mid-range side, but if I were splashing black, I would still certainly consider playing the card. But I'm going to take Student of Warfare here. And now I'm going to take Usher of the Fallen. So yeah, we are getting all the 1-drops here. And I'm very happy about that. We have a nice little curve here. Now we're getting 3 premium 1-drops out of this pack. Notably, there's a Portal to Phyrexia if somebody's trying to tinker. Outside of that, nothing really for us to consider. But let's take the Usher out of this pack. And what else do we have? Balance. Definitely don't want to play Balance in this type of deck, as we are the ones playing all the creatures early. It is quite good against us. There's a Get Lost and a Samwise the Stout-Hearted in this pack here for us. I do have a fetch land already to go with Samwise. Get Lost is a decent removal spell, but I think I just prefer the creature. I think generally you want to just have mostly creatures, and as far as removal spells, I do have a Portable Hole, a Curse Scroll, a Path to Exile, and a Solitude as well. So I think I'm interested in taking this Samwise here over the Get Lost. And yeah, really loving this curve so far. Probably, it looks like red is being taken here. I haven't played with this card. Sanguine Evangelist. It's a 3-mana 2/1 with Battle Cry. Enters the battlefield or dies, make a 1. Hey! I think that's totally a fine card to play in this type of strategy, so I'll just go ahead and take that too. And right now, we're pretty... Ooh, Plateau! Okay, that makes things interesting. Certainly going to take Plateau. I think it's just more often than not, you splash red than blue. So I will take the Plateau to go with that Arid Mesa and see where this goes. This was the pack with the Comet. But right now, it's like, hey, why bother even playing a second color if we can have that buttery smooth mana? Right now we have, 6, 10, 12, 15 cards. 15 cards that were pretty reasonably happy playing in our deck. I think I like Infernal Grasp more than... Ooh, actually, that's kind of close. Infernal Grasp or Char? They're both good. Char does burn the opponents. So maybe I'll take the Char. That one's kind of close. I'm not entirely sure which one to take there. Ophiomancer could be a decent sideboard card. Take a Prismatic Ending also. So again, this is kind of where we're at. But look, these are options. Brutality is not fantastic. I like it more in kind of controlling decks or Reanimator decks, but not so much in the aggressive strategies. Right now, it's Char versus Siphoner. If we took the Infernal Grasp, we could have played the Siphoner plus the Infernal Grasp. But I think in this type of aggressive strategy, it's just so much better to have a card like Char in your deck, just to give your deck a little bit of reach. So I'm going to go with the Char here instead. And if we're a couple of playables short, we have a Plateau, an Arid Mesa, maybe play 2 or 3 Mountains. We can still find some way to fit some number of red burn spells in our deck. I mean, we can even play the Scrubland, possibly even play the Tribal Flames if we get enough duels. But yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. We just need to make sure that we can get a good number of playables out of every pack here, just so we can kind of fill this out here. We have 15, so off to a pretty good start. All right, here we have opened some goodies. We have Mana Vault, which is not ideal in this strategy. We do have an Urza Saga here. We don't have a ton of artifacts, but we do have a Portable Hole and a Curse Scroll to go get. And then there's also Luminarch Aspirant, which is a fantastic creature in our deck. I don't really care too much about the Timeless Dragon. There's also Broadside Bombardiers, which is kind of nuts. It just threatens to end the game really, really quickly. So, yeah, this is a little bit tough. So this is what I'm thinking. I think if I take, for example, the Saga or the Mana Vault, the person that I'm passing to is extremely likely to take the Urza Saga, right? And then the person that's my teammate might not be able to play the Bombardiers or the Aspirant. So the way I'm looking at this is if I take the Luminarch Aspirant, the person that I'm passing to is going to get Vault or Saga, but then my teammate afterwards will also get Vault or Saga. So here, I think I'm going to take the Aspirant, which is a great card in my deck, of course, and then pass both Vault and Saga, knowing that no matter what, the person I'm passing to, Dan, is going to get one of those 2 cards. Right? Both are very, very strong cards. And then JBro will likely be able to take the other card. So it's like making sure that my teammate also gets something good out of that pack. A first pick worthy card, for example. Wow, 2 good options for us in this pack. Pyrokinesis absolutely destroys us, by the way. There's an Underworld Breach that we're passing, which is a little bit scary. But for us, it's between Skyclave Apparition and Elite Spellbinder. I think they're both fantastic. But I do prefer the Skyclave Apparition in general. I think it's just a stronger card and mana is not an issue. I think there's a higher chance that the Apparition tables. But I do think just in general, I like the Apparition more than Spellbinder. Just being able to curve out and remove their blocker is really, really strong. There's also an Animate Dead. So this is a very, very good pack. And certainly Dan's going to get something good here. Okay, this pack gives us... Not interested in Eagles of the North, but it gives us Selfless Spirit and Intrepid Adversary as options. There's a Gut on the Splash, possibly, but I'd rather just take one of these 2 white cards. And so the question is Selfless Spirit or Adversary? Which one is better? I do like the fact that Selfless Spirit will help protect Apparition, and maybe even the Adeline. It's an evasive creature. So I think in general, I prefer the Selfless Spirit. It also protects you against sweepers. So I think in general, I lean this over the Adversary. The Adversary is only really good as a 4-drop, although we could use a 4-drop, but I'm going to take the Flyer here. And this pack gives us, Smuggler's Copter. Very happy about that. Thothi Voidwalker is strong. Counterspell is also a strong card. And of course, Vampiric Tutor. There's also Utamog, but we are not looking to do the Utamog thing, but very happy with Smuggler's Copter in our deck. And one thing you'll also notice is I might draft a little bit differently here when I'm drafting with all these ringers, because not only is it harder to pull off all the speculative stuff, but also these are just among the best cube drafters in the world. And I've been getting my butt kicked a lot, and I kind of want to win. And a decent winning strategy is just playing a fairly easy to play strategy that apparently seems to be open because Sandy Dog is not in this draft. Here, I'm going to take a Jite. We have a good number of 2-drops already. Tithe Taker is a decent card. We are passing Gristlebrand and World Spine Worm, but I think Jite is perfect for our deck. And yeah, this is looking quite good. What are we looking at here? Let's just say we're only playing the white cards. We're looking at 4 lands, so 20 cards in our deck so far. Now we're looking at Winds of Virtue of Loyalty. Did not see that. Winds of Abandon is okay, but Virtue of Loyalty is fantastic. Just a 2-mana body that in the late game also allows you to just pump your entire team. Exactly the card that I want here. We can even move this kind of here if we want. But yeah, we have a great curve. Probably just don't even need to play any of these lands. We can just straight up play 16 planes probably, maybe 17. We'll see how it goes. We do have some mana sinks. We have the Student of Warfare, Usher of the Fallen, Curse Scroll, Figure of Destiny. So certainly can play 17 lands and have it be okay. This pack gives us what? There's nothing aggressively slanted here. There is a Zerda, and we can also play the Sir Ginger if necessary. There's a Zerda, which is good with the Basalt Monolith. There's also Wrath of God, which could potentially be a sideboard card. Nothing here that's too wild here. So I'm going to take Wrath of God just as a card for my sideboard in case I play against another creature strategy. Okay, so here we did just pass Thopter Foundry, so I don't think I don't think passing Sword of the Meek is really an option here. There's nothing in here for us. Pest Infestation is a good card, but I just don't want to pass Thopter Sword. So I'm going to pass Sword of the Meek here. And this pack had a few options for us, right? If I recall. But now there's nothing. So I suppose we can take Vindicate. That's a potentially splashable card. I don't know how much I want to play Timeless Dragon, but we are like a couple playable short. By taking this, we have access to four black sources. Yeah, I'll take the Vindicate. We could end up playing that. I think I like the Vindicate more than I like the Dragon. Pyrokinesis once again still wrecks us, but I'm going to take Oust. It's a totally fine card to play in your deck. And then I'll take the Scrounger. Actually, the Scrounger doesn't seem bad. If we're going to be doing a light touch of black, don't even necessarily need to play the Siphoner, but this doesn't even require black mana until the late game. So if I play the Scrounger and all these lands and like maybe one or two swamps, Scrap Heap Scrounger is just a nice beater. Let's take the Ulamog, got a heal. Oh, so nobody's Reanimator. Nobody's Reanimator, but I'm still not going to pass it. I don't want to be a person who is, Paul, did you see a 10th pick, 12th pick Gristlebrand? Yeah, I just passed it. I thought nobody was Reanimator. And then Austin just ends up with just the absolute nuts Reanimator deck. Can't go with that, but hey, pretty happy with how everything went overall. We have a fair number of decent playable cards in this in our deck. We have a good curve. We beat down. We have a lot of great cheap threats. Hope this is good enough. All right, so this is what I have laid out here. Basically conferred with the team to see whether or not I should be looking to splash the Vindicate. It's certainly something that I can afford to play. I'd have to board it in. Probably want to play at least one swamp if I do. Right now we're on 3 black sources, but the thing is I really don't want to play swamp in my deck because I have Figure of Destiny and Student of Warfare, so I'd like to play as many planes as possible. So this is kind of the configuration that I have. I'm just really not sure whether or not I want to go 16 or 17 lands, but our curve is really on the lower side of things. We only have 2 4s. Solitude's kind of a free spell anyways. So, but we do have mana sinks, right? We have the Figure, the Student of Warfare, the Curse Scroll, Spellbook Binder, Virtue of Loyalty, Scrounger, the Copter helps loot through lands. So I'm really not sure whether or not I should play something like... But the thing is, Sir Ginger just looks kind of weak in general. So I'm just going to cut... Yeah, I'm just going to play an extra planes here. And we'll just go with 17. And then this will basically be our sideboard moving forward. The Prismatic Ending could also be kind of interesting, but we're in a monocolor deck. It's probably too weak. So this is it. Mono white aggro, 17 lands. Let's go. All right, let's take a look at our teammates' decks. This is Luis's deck. He told me he just drafted straight up blue-black Cheons. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it's basically a control deck that doesn't do a whole lot, that draws cards, has a lot of interaction, but isn't the most proactive strategy. And yeah, story checks out, right? You're just drafting a blue-black deck, a lot of cheap interaction and removal, and then a few ways to win, but this is a blue-black control or Cheon's deck, however you want to call it. Here we have JJ's deck. Julian, I'm gonna destroy his name, Jakobovitz. Magic Online Ringer, but I love it. This is right down my alley if you've seen a couple of my most recent videos. 5-color awesome cards. 5-color awesome cards. I assume the mana works, and we're playing Oko, Grist, Leovold, Comet, Minskin all kinds of goodies here. So big fan of this deck. Just has all the power. If only he had, good luck casting a draw 7 against JJ. he has Bowmasters, Leovold, and Shieldred in his deck. And then finally, we have the Cube Master himself, the leaderboard master. Almost every time. We have JBro here on red-green. It's got some mana acceleration into the One Ring FTK, so it's looking to be on the aggressive side. It's kind of a red-green beats deck, right? A little more mid-range. You're just trying to ramp into Gut and some other large creatures. Broadside Bombardiers is incredible, and then just beat you down and then play some big creatures to kind of win the game. And of course, hiding in here, we could have really used this Wasteland, but hiding in here is a Mox Jet and a Mana Crypt, and that's going to go a long way, especially in these aggressive strategies. That's kind of the one thing that I'm missing, power, right? If I could have even an off-color Mox to play one of my 2-drops on turn 1, that would have gone a long way. Heck, even a Chrome Mox or a Mox Diamond, I would have been really happy with, but unfortunately, we didn't get it. So, happy with our teammates' decks. They're obviously just incredible players, and let's see what happens in round 1. All right, round 1, folks, against the sneaky homunculus. Ooh, got to mulligan that, sadly. And this we will keep. So, our team... I looked at some of the other decks from the opposition, and we have been severely outpowered. So, things might be a little bit rough for us. One of the decks has a Lotus and a Recall, and the other one has like Time Walk, Fast Bond, Time Twister. But I have Figure of Destiny, so there. Actually, I should be able to just play Concealed Courtyard, as we have the Wasteland. Oh, okay. Staff of the Storyteller, sure. Oh, and Austin has a Mox Ruby. So, yeah, we got super outpowered here. That is a good draw, though. Gonna just attack. He's not gonna block. Yeah, the fake block. We're gonna just go ahead and kill the Mox Ruby here. Slow him down just a little bit. And then we can play our Student of Warfare. So... Good stuff for us. We can have basically a 3/3 next turn and a 2/2. And that's basically it. We're just going to shove all of our mana into these 2 creatures. But this is one of my kind of favorite new cards, or favorite cards that I've been playing with. It's certainly not the most powerful card, but I just really like everything that it does. It just gives you a little bit of everything, right? Gives you that token, puts an artifact on the battlefield, and then there's some cool strategies, cool synergies if you can make some tokens. I'm a pretty big fan of the Staff of the Storyteller. All right, he's drawing off the Staff, so didn't have a play. Or did he not have a land? No, he had a land. So this was he actually got me pretty good if you just think about it. If he's actually a red-white aggro deck, and we ended up mono-white after him, then he probably has a lot of fantastic cards here. Ooh, Solitude. Okay. So the Mox Opal doesn't do anything right now. I am kind of interested in casting the Virtue of Loyalty. Actually, no, let's just get in here. If he has a 1-mana removal spell, that would be pretty bad. But then we'll just pump this. This just puts so much pressure on him. We just have 2 large creatures in play. And then we have... This also gives us the option of solituding if he plays a big blocker. I wonder what... He must have played out the Mox Opal to... Oh, okay, so it's an artifact deck. Elite Spellbinder is the card. Okay. This is really good against Solitude. Let me think here. It might actually be worth it here to put maximum pressure and use Solitude on the Spellbinder. Because if he exiles this, I'm never casting it, right? So it basically is just a discard spell. So then it's like, do I want to trade Virtue of Loyalty for Spellbinder and put more pressure? I think so. And then we still have 2 mana sinks in play. So happy enough with this. And then how close are we to double striking? Not quite. So I think we just make the Figure of Destiny into a 4/4 and attack for 7. I think the reason why I wanted to kill the Spellbinder too is it prevents my Figure of Destiny from attacking. Wow, okay, so that's a Fury. Exiling Goldspan Dragon. Okay, so there's that. Figure of Destiny still lives. But yeah, he wanted to minimize the damage he takes, knowing that if the game goes longer, things certainly look much better for him than it does us. And, do I play the Copter or just get in for 4? I think I just want to get in for 4. But kind of all in here, all in on this Figure of Destiny. Okay, yep. Figure of Destiny down. So we need to rebuild. Oh, that would have been great earlier. We got a Copter, drew Samwise the Stout-Hearted. We can use that to crew the Copter. Not the best, but it's what we have. Unless we can draw something. Alright, so yeah, I think the play is to just cast Samwise. Do that. And then crew. And attack. Loot. Discard the plains. Alright, now we need a land for this Elspeth. That would be great. And he's just kind of short on mana, I feel, because he's got 4 cards in hand. He exiled Goldspan Dragon. I think if he can draw land number 4 or another artifact, we're going to be in some trouble. So we're going to need to put maximum pressure here if we can. And what does that entail? Might keep the Spirit back just to block now. I want to play out this Elspeth if I draw land. If I draw the... Okay, so he did find a land here in the Odawara, which now gets more scary. He has 2 artifacts in play, so Opal isn't turned on just yet. But that's an Aragorn, and Aragorn is fantastic. It's a 4/4 Vigilance lifelink creature. It's so good against us. And we, unfortunately, cannot get the Monarch back. Oh gosh, this card. This card is so good against us. Well, at least we can pitch the Scrap Heap Scrounger here. So let's... Because we have a creature in our yard, so let's just do that. This is the Ring Bearer, but the Spirit token can block. Oh, hold on, actually. Actually, no. Maybe it's better to play the Scrounger. Yeah, maybe it's actually better to play the Scrounger, crew the Copter, and attack with both. That way I get to draw a card back from the Monarch. Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, because this can't be blocked by Aragorn. Seems worth. We get to basically draw a card from doing this. We loot. Don't want Containment Priest. They're probably going to block Samwise. Yep, they go to 7. And we get it back temporarily. Maybe we draw Path to Exile. Path to Exile? Nope. All right. One can always hope. One can always hope. Vigilance Life. Yeah, this card is incredible. When it attacks, up to 1 target creature can't block this turn. But it is pretty tough to cast, right? So that's part of it too. Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Okay. Well, we can play Elspeth and give Scrounger wings. Or we can... The thing is, we can't block, right? Enters the battlefield when it attacks up to 1 target creature can't block. Okay, so 1 creature can't block. So we have Oh man. Yeah, so we can make a 1/1, but that doesn't do much to what he currently has in play. I can threaten to attack for more damage, but I think what we want to do is just attack with the copter and see what we draw. We probably need to find a removal spell here, to be honest. Ooh. Okay. So we get both the initiative and Monarch back, which is nice. And I'm interested in ousting the... The Aragorn gains them a bunch of life. Alright, let's get a plains. So if I'm in a situation... It's kind of like... I wish my mana wasn't like this, where I can't play Elspeth and oust. But it is what it is. And... yeah, I think it makes sense to oust the Aragorn. Path to Exile? Alright. So he's gonna, what? Go into the Forge after he hits me? Yeah, this Caves is very nice too. I don't know, I think that's close. Both creatures are really great, but given that we're in a pseudo racing situation, I kind of just didn't want to give Austin 4 more life, but we're taking an extra point of damage and they're getting another spell. I guess they get to play... I mean, they get to replay the Aragorn here. And in matchups like this, where we get to this point, it's kind of rough for me. So, Austin's deck seems solid, though. Fury is really hard for us to beat, too. Do we want Vindicate in this matchup? Alright, there's the Aragorn again. It's back. Alright, well now I need another removal spell. We don't have a lot of removal. We don't have a lot of removal. Let's do this. Then let's put a counter on the Scrounger. And bash. And we're like looking for something. Path to Exile, anything like that. Don't think that's gonna do it, unfortunately. I mean, we can still draw Path to Exile, I guess. We take the initiative back this turn. Oh, we can scry too. That's interesting. Do I need the Elspeth? I don't think I want the Elspeth. Think I might want to just take the initiative back again next turn by just playing this, potentially. But the thing is, since we're dead, I think we might need to actually scry 2 to try to find a Path to Exile off the draw once we get the Monarch back. Interesting. Blocking with Aragorn. Okay. Because we need to deal with this Caves of the Chaos Adventurer. What do we have? Is it just Path? It might be just Path. I'm trying to think. What else do I have? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Path. I mean, this thing has Trample too. I mean, the Caves of Chaos Adventure is just a total beating. And when they get the initiative back, I take 5 damage, so... yeah, I think here I need to just scry and try to find Path to Exile, basically. I'm not used to playing with initiative that often. Lost Well. Bottom. Get the Monarch back. Can we find a Path to Exile? Nope. Yeah, I think this just puts us dead. All right. Close, though. Close. Here, I don't think Containment Priest is going to be very good. So I think I'm just interested in a removal spell. So we can just play the Vindicate. And do I want one swamp? I think I'd be happier with one swamp in here, just to make sure that I can play the Vindicate. And we'll just keep it like... Ooh, Ophiomancer? Is that interesting? No, I don't want to play too many black cards. Vindicate, I think, can be good, but I don't think I want... And Containment Priest is pretty actively bad in this particular matchup, so we'll just make that swap, and we'll just play the one swamp and hope we don't draw it. Okay, game 2 against Austin. Another mulligan. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. And I think we kind of have to keep this, but we're not too happy about it. We just have one creature, but we do have Jite. Okay. It is what it is. Ooh, yeah, let's keep this. Bottom of plains. Done. Okay, Austin also mulliganed. Fair guy, Austin. Just keeping things nice and fair here. Gitaxian Probe. Okay. I wonder if I should play... I'm just going to play... I didn't see any counters from him. So I think I'm just going to play the Virtue end of turn. There we go. Ooh, not the worst. Get for 2. And I'll play the Courtyard. And Burst Lightning, okay. I don't know if Mana Tithe is in Dispersion of Cube. But I think Austin knows the entirety of our hand. If he kills this, though, we're kind of... we need a creature! We need a creature. Yeah, but Austin has a pretty good anti-creature setup. Good cheap interaction. Solid removal. That Fury is something that I need to be mindful of. It's like, if I have the option of playing a bunch of X1s or pumping up my creatures, it might be correct to just pump up my creatures to help mitigate Fury. Selfless Spirit's going to be pretty decent here. Winds of Abandon. Ouch. Alright, well, we're just going to slam a Virtue, I guess, with no creature in play. Lots of removal here out of Austin. Creature? Elspeth? Don't mind if I do! Don't mind if I do. I'm sure he's shaking his head about that one. Like, when you have to Winds of Abandon Scrounger, you're like, okay, I don't want to lose to Jite. But what a draw. What a draw. Elspeth Knight Errant off the top. Good against all the spot removal. And now we have the choice of... We can decide whether or not we want to play Virtue next turn, make a token Virtue, or Jite. If we can find another cheap creature to play with the Jite, like Jite equip play a cheap creature, I think I'll prefer doing that. But if I can't... Also, what happens if we draw a 1-drop? If we draw a 1-drop, do we just want to go 1-drop Virtue? A lot of options. Fable is... Okay, well, now I want a Jite. For sure. Yeah, I think I'm interested in killing the Shaman token here. Let me think. Yeah, so let's go Jite. Equip. He will block and I will still have a counter on the Jite. Alternatively, I can just make this fly and then just kill the Shaman. Maybe that's better. It wastes an extra Jite counter, but it gets in for more damage. Yeah, let's get in. Then we'll play the copter. Next turn we can make a token and then crew the copter. And we don't need to spend mana to move things around, because had I just made a token, then I would have had to spend 2 mana to move around the Jite. And I'm pretty interested in being able to cast the Virtue next turn if possible. We have a pretty decent setup here, but of course, ooh, balance. Planeswalker's pretty good with balance. And that's a Fury. Okay. So that's a Fury. It's going to kill my token and deal 3 damage to Elspeth. Very good. What else do you have? Mind Stone, okay. Don't lightning. No! Really? Oh, that's so bad. He found a way to deal with everything. Damn, that is rough. If I made a token, it would have been the same thing, I think. I would have had an extra counter on a Jite, but it wouldn't be equipped to anything. Because I think I would have played a Copter regardless. Oh, that's so rough. Wow. Fury into Chain Lightning. Yep. And now we're just going to cast... What happened to our Scrounger? Oh, Winds of Abandon. Oh, man. All right, well, this is our play. We can't crew the Copter. We're going to keep this land in our hand. We're going to keep this land in our hand because we don't have... We have the Copter. That was backbreaking. Big turn here for Austin. He's digging, but we really need to find a creature this turn. Really need a creature this turn. I think we have a really good chance if we can find any creature here. We find a creature, crew the Copter, and attack. Could have a touch, though. If he has a touch, he's probably going to touch the Copter. Maybe the Jite? The Copter, okay. All right, we still need creature. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Yep. It's a 3/3. But Reflection becomes active next turn. Let's see. Create a 2/2 at the... Untap my creature. So I can attack and then also it will untap. So that's good. Let's hope he's used all his removal. Can't have Solitude. Cursed Scroll. That's another good reason to keep planes in hand. Let's go ahead and go for the Reflection here. Let's name planes. I think there was a Wandering Emperor in the draft, but I mean, not much we can do. Okay. Can Luminarch Aspirant go all the way? Let's go. Yes! All right. Got a game. Got a game. Happy enough about that, and I think this is basically our configuration. All right, Austin. Some epic games so far. Hello and good luck. Okay, no mulligan. Figure of Destiny, Adanto Vanguard. All right, no mulligan from him as well. Just don't power me. Just don't power me. Okay, Esper Sentinel, that's fine. Let's go ahead and play our figure. Nice, decent hand for us. But obviously Fury is extremely good against us. But I don't know. I get Adanto Vanguard kind of helps a little bit with that. Oh, some sideboard technology here. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and play the Vanguard because my Figure of Destiny is not going to attack into the adversary. The Vanguard is very good here, unless Austin has the touch, like the Banishing Light effect. I forgot the name. But if he has touch, he might want to just touch the Vanguard. But if not, then we can just block. Yeah, he doesn't have a good attack here. And then I don't really care about Esper Sentinel. So I think I can go Skyclave Apparition on the Intrepid Adversary. Kind of almost like starting with that. I could also have ousted. Maybe that was the play. But I just like putting extra permanents onto the battlefield. All right, so he's on the burn me plan here. Next turn we have, maybe that's an Opal. That doesn't do much. Unless he has Tinker or something. That would be Tinker in the Portal. That would be game. All right, so is this an Aragorn? An initiative card? We can handle it. Oh, this is a balance. Wow. I guess we go down to the oust in our hand and we oust the adversary. Yep. Balance is pretty brutal here. Oh, and I can oust the 2/2 token. I think I want to do that. I don't have that many 4-drops. So I think I'd rather just fight Austin with an empty, just like we're both even, right? He's going to go down to 3 lands, which is good because a lot of his powerful cards are higher up on the curve. Choose a card in your hand. Okay. Balance can be a heck of a Magic card. Okay. Are we just running out Samwise here? It just feels so underwhelming when he's at 22 or 23. But, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. All right, we got some creatures. He probably has like Goldspan Dragon in hand or something. I don't think he's sacking the Canyon. Yeah, it's a Goldspan Dragon. No! Here it is! Or Fury? It could also be Fury. Ugh. Yeah. Sad. Okay, that's something. Gonna be pretty hard to outrace Fury, though, I will say. What did you draw? Okay, you're cycling. Did we chump the Fury here, maybe? I think so. So does this make a 1/1? Alright, yeah, we'll chump the Fury. I don't want to take 6 damage. We have Scrap Heap Scrounger to try to beat down. Oh, yes! We'll upkeep this. So just to minimize the chances of him drawing a counter. And the land comes into play tapped. Okay. We've got a Scrounger in the yard. Oh, no. Oh, man. Okay. Look, I appreciate a good back and forth, all right? I appreciate a good back and forth. All right. Good beats. Well, let's exile. I don't know. Yeah, down to Vanguard, I guess. All right. I don't think I want to block the Goldspan Dragon just yet. I'll keep the land because of Smuggler's Copter and Curse Scroll. He's not going to be playing any discard. But we just need to hope that he whiffs. He's got much more powerful spells and top decks at this point than we do. This is a Fable? Okay, it's a Bankbuster. Okay, yeah, this makes it even more difficult. He's going to draw some cards here. Oh, man. Okay. Mind Stone, okay. Oh, now the Mox Opal is on. You can use the Opal and crack the Mind Stone. Okay. Well, regardless of what happens, this was a good match. Win or lose. Okay, well, there's the Copter. Here's an interesting question. Do we play the Copter to just trade with the Goldspan? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Still get in for 3, play the Copter, block with Bat plus Copter to kill Goldspan. Yeah, but he's just he's looking at so many more cards. I would say that we're a pretty big dog unless he gets really unlucky and just finds all lands. But with cracking the Mind Stone, activating the Bankbuster, like, we're just in a really tough spot. And we use a good amount of our removal too. We used the Path to Exile for the Fury, which I think was correct. Oh, okay. This is a Chandra. What did you find? Mountain. Okay, so we take 2. Now it's like, do I want to kill the Copter plus the Bat? Okay. Well, at least it was a decent play there. Not attacking with that. Jeez, but we're still in such a tough spot here with that Chandra in play and the Bankbuster. I mean, we Aspirant. Attack with the Scrounger. Do we attack Chandra? I don't think so. Are we on Ignore Chandra? Get them low? Yeah, let's just attack them. I suppose he can crew the Bankbuster, block, and then draw a card. But, I mean, that allowed us to trade with the Bankbuster, and then we can play the land. Okay, just drawing a card here. To see if you find something. Okay. And I guess, do I play the land at this point? Yeah, in case the Scrounger dies this turn, I think I want to play the land. We go down to 3. Oh, that balance was so good. That balance was awesome. Right, Bankbuster, they get a token too. I'm just trying to think if there's any way we can push through the last few points of damage. If the Goldspan Dragon stays back, I don't think so. We do have an Elspeth in our deck. What else do we have? Solitude. Clock's ticking here for us. A 3-drop. Touch. Okay. Is that going to target the Copter? Yep. All right. Not much we can do about that. Now Goldspan can attack. We will chump because Chandra is lethal. So what happens if we draw Elspeth, though? Can we win if we draw Elspeth? I mean, there's a chance. They have a blocker here. Chandra gets to do something here. I don't know if... Killing the Scrounger doesn't seem great. They can just kill the Aspirant. Or they kill the Flyer, sure. Yep. But now we can kill Chandra. Nope. Nope. That kind of ruined all of our hopes. Because now he has access to 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. Yeah. So now he can make a Thopter. So Elspeth is no longer an out. 2, 4, 6 mana. Yeah. Yep. All right, well, I'll remember to screen capture. I've been forgetting. I need to tell my teammate. Okay. On the play, keep. We are down a game here against Danzant after he went off. No, we're not down a game, excuse me. We are in game 3 right now, as we had some nice back and forth. Game 1, we were able to just put just enough pressure to prevent him from doing his thing. He's got a really nice deck with Time Walk, Fast Bond, Upheaval, Lotus Cobra. And then game 2 got us really good with Fast Bond, Time Twister, Lotus Cobra, Upheaval, and then played a Finale of Devastation for 10 to just kill us. So, but now we have a very good hand. So let's see where this takes us. Student of Warfare into Smuggler's Copter. Very nice. Green. Okay. Ooh, Containment Priest is interesting. They can't really do anything. They can't fetch anything right now with the Containment Priest. So I'm just going to go ahead and run the Smuggler's Copter out here just to make my draws better. I even have Scrap Heap Scrounger as a possible card to throw away. Time Walk turn 2. All right. Our opponent going for the Explorer, which is obviously good. In the aggressive matchups, you just want to buy as much time as possible. Strip Mine, sure. We don't have black mana, so it doesn't really... Oh my gosh. They have Strip Mine, Ramunap, Excavator going. Wow. Okay, so we're just going to need to grind through these Strip Mines. We can't attack with the Student of Warfare. So if that's the plan, I'm just going to do this. Crew the Copter, attack, and see if we find something. Kind of want to keep my lands at this point. I do think Containment Priest is pretty... Well, because they have ways to put creatures into play. I don't see myself in the situation where I'm curse scrolling them out. But I do want to play a Scrap Heap Scrounger this turn, because it attacks through the Excavator. But I think Containment Priest could also be valuable, so I think it would be more valuable than Curse Scroll. Besides, we have the Student of Warfare as a mana sink. So let's go ahead and play the Scrounger because it attacks through the Excavator. And then pump the Student of Warfare. Just once. Next turn we can play the Dungeoneer, which I think will be very good. Well, if they strip mine us, no. Oh, good. They can take 2 of our lands, of course. Maybe we should have just pitched the Dungeoneer. I don't know. But look, like, if they're doing the strip mine thing and they don't have the fast bond going, like, how good is it really? Because I'm still putting pressure on him. I'm glad I played the Scrounger. Yep, so can't get a Time Walk. Can't get a Time Walk with the Spellseeker, so that's good. Swords to Plowshares is a card he can get, but I don't know that he has white mana. And Pest Infestation. Oh, that's phenomenal, yeah. Okay. Ooh! Skyclave Apparition was a great, great draw. I can kill the Excavator now, which I think I'm very interested in doing. So let's crew. And there's no world where I'm basically not casting Skyclave Apparition. So let's just do this. Get the Excavator out of here and beat down. We want to land. Ooh, ousts. I think I want the oust. It's a more proactive way to just deal with threats that's in play. For example, cards like Lotus Cobra. If they just go ahead and finale for 2, it's not that bad. And I think the Dungeoneer is just a powerful enough card that I should probably still keep it in my hand. Initiative is extremely powerful. So now down to 10. Pest Infestation on the Copter. Yep. All right. Land? Okay, no land. But we drew a Spellbook Binder. Spellbook Vendor. Is that something that we want? If we go Spellbook Vendor on the Scrounger, they have to block with all 3 creatures. That's pretty good. I don't want the triple block to happen here and they get something back with the Excavator, but I do also like the idea of scrying this turn. So let's go ahead and play the Vendor. Let's go ahead and, yeah. 1. Yes. Let's go ahead and put that on the Scrounger. And then if he triple blocks, I'm pretty happy. Let's put that on top. Might just chump. No, triple block. That's okay. I mean, if it's either single or triple, right? So. Okay, so just a single block. All right. Yeah, we just have plenty of things to do with our mana. We have the Dungeoneer, we have the Student of Warfare. He missed the land drop last turn, by the way. That was good. And now we have a really good board. So things are looking okay. Green mana. What do you got for green? Lotus Cobra. We have the oust for that, which is nice. So I don't know that I need to Dungeoneer just yet. I could. But I'm also scared of Lotus Cobra. So the alternative here, which I think is really good, is to oust Lotus Cobra, pump this up once, right? Play a land. So now this can't be blocked and this can't be blocked, and then we just put a counter on the Vendor. Tap 1. Yes. Actually, we put it on the Apparition, right? This is wait, no. 4. If they double block the Vendor, I'm okay with that, actually. So then they double block here. That's fine. Yeah. And then let's just attack with everything. Scry. Portable Hole. Don't want that. Plains. Don't want that. Now that we don't have to worry about the mana kill that much. Yeah, so he's just trying to stay alive here. And we can level up the Student of Warfare one more time. Next turn, I mean, this thing can be a lethal attack, right? Yeah, so next turn this, what is this, level 3? So I need 4 mana and this turns into an 8/8 double striker, or 4/4 double striker. Time Twister, that's a good sign for me. Good luck. It starts with Forest Fast Bond for the opponent. Forest Fast Bond for the opponent is what they need here to be able to recover. But they don't have any sweepers, so that's good. So it's like what? Forest, Fast Bond, land, Cobra, fetch land. I don't know. This might be enough, though. I'm hoping it's enough. Really happy with how this deck's playing out, though. Really, just even with the 17 lands, there's always just stuff to do with your mana. And we got one. One on the scoreboard. Okay, 1-1. Let's try to go for the 2-1. All right, round 3. We are playing one of the best players in the Cube Discord. This is Troll Ascetic, also known as Matt Sapov, regional champion last year. Let's hope we can get him, though. This hand looks a little bit weak. Let's mulligan. I need to curve out a little better, I think, to have a chance. All right, well, this one is better. I have a little more action. I don't have a turn 2 drop, but I'm certainly keeping this one. And we'll just go ahead and bottom a plains. He's got a really nice one, too. It looks like he's got Ancestral Recall, Black Lotus, Tinker for Portal to Phyrexia. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. He's just gonna draw all the expensive artifacts in his deck. All right. No 1 or 2 drops is pretty sad. We do have a very good curve for our deck, but that will happen. But our 3-man... Okay, well, there's Ancestral Recall. I wonder what the games in hand win rate is for Ancestral Recall. 70%? 65%? It's got to be absurdly high. Okay, Talisman. Into top. Yeah, okay, this... Already not feeling great about this. And this is our turn 3 play. I feel like I'm playing a different format here. There you go, Sanguine Evangelist. What's up? Are you scared? Be very scared, Matt. I mean, what can he do? Just like Tinker for a Portal? Yeah, I suppose that's something they can do. Upkeep top? Upkeep top. Mountain. They also have Ragavan, but at least Ragavan is not that good against us. So I wonder, do they have 2-mana counterspell? They could, but we're still running it out. They have a Spell Pierce. Okay. No. All right. I'm going to attack with the Bat token and keep the Evangelist back. The reason being is blue-red. I mean, he's going to have a lot of red removal spells, but when the Evangelist dies, it makes a 1/1. So the only... Like, this would only be bad if he bounces my Evangelist, I guess. But if he bounces my Evangelist, I can play it again next turn and I get a 1/1. So... I think this is like a decent hedge between the two. We definitely don't want Ragavan to hit us. And we can kill the Ragavan with the Curse Scroll next turn, potentially. Yeah, because we can just go land, Selfless Spirit, and then Curse Scroll the Ragavan, and name whatever we draw. A lot of top action. Trying to find that Tinker? Or do you have the Tinker already? Pretty sure we can't beat that. Okay. Huh. Okay. I wonder if I'm more interested in casting Portable Hold. No, I think I want to just play to the board. Yeah. Let's just play Selfless Spirit. Target Ragavan. Name Portable Hole. Okay, then let's beat down. That's all we have. The thing is, I can't stop them from tinkering because they have 2 artifacts in play, so rather just try to put maximum pressure here and kind of hope for the best. I mean, he's got 4 cards in hand. He definitely has a lot of action here. A lot of premium cards here. Recall, Pierce, Ragavan, all great. He's just like, where's my Tinker? Where's my Tinker? That's all he needs. Tinker for Portal is not too much I can do. Is Containment Priest good against that? I guess it prevents the reanimate part. All right, well, drew off the top. That's very scary. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. That's good. Force of Negation, sure. It's a top. Okay. I wonder, do I just want to kill all the creatures? Almost. Oh, but Samwise is also interesting. If the Evangelist dies. But I think I kind of do. I think I want to make sure the Evangelist continues to attack, and I have Battle Cry up. But Samwise is pretty good against Tinker. So that's also something. Killing the Talisman doesn't seem that bad here. So maybe I just attack with the Flyers and just keep up Samwise / yeah, let's just slow down Matt's mana here, I think. And we can just attack with the Flyers. And then keep up Samwise. But, I mean, they're digging. They are digging. So what happens here? They cast a portal. Because I'm thinking about Tinker here. I'm probably just going to lose to something else. But here, this also makes tokens, right? Yeah. I can go face. That puts them down to 10. And then 7. And 6/5, 4/3. Face is also an option. Like, the thing is, if he passes with 5 mana up, I probably don't want to kill the Pyromancer. Ooh, Underground Sea. Well, he already had the Black Source before with the Talisman. Alright, did he find the Tinker? Grim Monolith. Okay, lots of mana now. Okay. Oh, jeez. I don't think I can disrupt this in any way. Alright. Well, he now has infinite mana. Grim Monolith Zerda is online. They probably had the Tinker target in hand. Now they're going to cast it. So, this is where we're at. This is where we are at. A lot of it also just depends on what the threat is that Troll Ascetic has in hand. Okay, so Walking Ballista kills us, right? Infinite mana Walking Ballista? Yeah. Good beats. Wow, that was a nice kill out of nowhere from the opponent there. How do we stop that? I think it's just a matter of whether or not I want to bring in cards like the Prismatic Ending and the Vindicate. I think our opponent didn't really play that many creatures, so maybe we just cut the Oust. And like bring in the Vindicate and then just do the 1 swamp swap. Alright, we'll try this, I think. Okay, game 2 against Troll Ascetic and his very good Artifact Recall Lotus deck. I wonder how good Curse Scroll is. It just gives me a little bit of reach, but maybe it's not awesome here. Student of Warfare or Spellbook Vendor. Let's go with Spellbook Vendor. We can put a Sorcerer Roll on it next turn, and then play out the Student of Warfare, and then pump it once. It's pretty good. All right, talisman. We have a path, which isn't bad. Okay. Let's go ahead and pay 1. And attack. What do we got? No land. We'll put the land on the bottom. And student. Level it up. And pass. And next turn, I assume it's just Dungeoneer. Yeah, Dungeoneer, get a land and attack. Probably better than just trying to... Like, the alternative is pump my Student of Warfare and put a Sorcerer roll on it, and that does allow me to do 3 extra points of damage this turn, but then I don't have a follow-up play. And I think it's also really important to just establish the initiative as quickly as possible. Okay, well, there's a Black Lotus. I mean, well... Oh, is this an Emrakul? This is an Emra not cool. Am I right? One, two, three, four, 5, 6. All right. Well, we got Black Lotus, folks. I mean, even if they did it a turn later, it would have been fine. I guess Containment Priest would have been quite good there. All right. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's all they have. This is a counterspell, though. Okay. Well, that was our last... that was our last attempt at trying to stay in here. Seasoned Pyromancer? Oh, Zerda. Sure. Probably just going to path that. All right. Well, hey, if Matt whiffs for infinite turns, and if we draw land, maybe the Dungeoneer can go all the way. Oh, here it is. Okay. I mean, planes. We're trying, folks. We're trying our best. He needs to get so unlucky. Okay. We want Forge, right? Yeah, Forge. Beat down. Solitude? Okay, let's attack. Is this... Put the revealed card in your graveyard? What was it? A Luminarch Aspirant. Do I want Luminarch Aspirant? Let's put it in the yard. They're gonna take 5 here? Maybe I wanted to keep it. I'm not sure. I was thinking about like my higher end stuff. Like Elspeth, Umizawa's Jite. Stuff like that. We are very close to beating Breach Emrakul. But we will see. Because we're trapping next turn. That puts him down to 5. And then this is just a lethal attack. Okay. Okay. What if he plays a Ballista? Target attacking cleric gains protection for... Oh my gosh! We beat through the Breach Emrakul! Oh man. Yeah, okay. I am excited about that one, folks. We beat through the Breach Emrakul. Holy cow. All right. Yeah, let's just run it. I feel like Matt got very unlucky there. Maybe I should take out Curse Scroll. I don't know. This could probably just be like anything else. Let's just say it's a prismatic ending. I'll keep this. Could use a couple extra lands here. We shall keep. Feels a little too greedy mulliganing this. Oh wow. Mull the 3? Or sorry, mull the 5? Okay. But if we don't draw a third land, this could be bad for us. Okay. Well, good mull though. Lot of action there. Do I Selfless Spirit or Virtue? The thing is that he has Spell Pierce in his deck. Yeah, let's just go ahead and play Selfless Spirit. It also is good against Pyromancer. Like, it's just a flying creature. The problem is, despite the mull the 5, this deck is so powerful, it's just capable. Like, if he just tinkers me or Lotus through the breaches me, I'm still dead, right? Yeah. His deck is just that busted. Oh, Thari. Yep. That's a card. When it attacks, you get an experience counter. Then you make a rebel. That's attacked. Tap and untap rebel. You return this from your graveyard. But I can path it though. Okay. Well, we're on the path plan. Land, please. I really need a land. Okay. Okay. What do I want to do? I guess I can go Virtue as well. I don't know why I cracked that like that right away, but let's just attack. And then in response to the top, I think I want to path. So he can't counterspell me. Like, he can't just counterspell off the top. Yeah, I mean, they probably have the counterspell. But what can we do? He has the one counterspell. This is so brutal. Force of Negation. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. I guess I should have just gone for it end of turn. Yeah, now it's basically lost. Yeah, oh well. I guess we block. Yep. We're at 7. And sadly, that is game. And we are 1-2. Well, hopefully the rest of my teammates got there for us. Unfortunately, went 1-2. I think this was kind of a close-ish decision. I was really hoping that Troll Ascetic would go for the top end of turn so that I could go for the path, but he saw that coming and then got me with the Force of Negation. And it could have totally been a different game if I just went for the path there on my turn. Yeah, but it is what it is. But GG's, great deck, Troll Ascetic. I liked our deck, but our opponents definitely had a lot of power. And again, this is the big leagues. These folks are very good at cube draft. Wanted to give a quick update on the results of the team draft. JBro ended up going 3-0, and the rest of us went 1-2 to salvage a 6-6 draft, which I'm pretty happy with, honestly. They had lots of power in their deck, but JBro was able to lock it down for us, as he was able to match them with power of his own, because I think he had 2 pieces of power in his deck. But again, thank you, JBro. We'll be a little bit better next time, and maybe we can get you a win, but still pretty happy with how everything went, all things considered. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. I'll catch you next time.